Hello, welcome back to Steve's Retro Loft. Now, the unofficial Summer of Sport continues on the channel. I didn't think it was going to be a series, but yeah, why not? So, what game am I going to take a look at today? It's a International Match Day. Obviously, a slight enhancement of the original Match Day, which was one of my favourite games back in the day. So let's relive the excitement of football. So this is International Match Day. As you can see, the loading screen's complete, and press Enter. This, obviously, the Cup with John Rittman and Chris Clark was a feature that was on the original Match Day as well. It was always something that was always difficult to skip. So, did you press space? Did you press Cap Shift, Enter, and then eventually it moves. So, let's go through the menus to set up the game. Let's have a look. I will change the keys, and I'll do that off camera because it's a little bit fiddly. I think in the original one there was an option to swap keys over, so because obviously I don't particularly want to use a Kempston joystick interface because I don't have one attached. I'm sure the original Match Day had the option to just swap controls over. Obviously QA, OP and N is the choice, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure where it'd gone on this one, unless I was imagining it. But I'll change the keys because it's a little bit fiddly and you don't want to see that. So that's all the options changed. I believe that England versus Spain, why not? And yeah, I've changed the colours because the Tribute Clash is bad, but it seems to be slightly better when it's sort of the blue and black kits. Keyboard is obviously QA, OP and space in my case, because I'm actually using a keyboard, a Mac keyboard. So and the N it's okay. I could use N, could use M, but the space bar is probably better for the way my hands are. So let's kick off. Obviously, this has been the 1-8 version of the game. Or International Match Day was a 1-8 game, I believe. Might have been 48. Anyway, this is the 1-8 version. It's got the slightly better music. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I was waiting for the whistle. What I'll try and do on this game is try and score from the usual locations you can. There's quite a number of different ways to score on this game, and you know, it's oops. Let's have a look, and nope, it's too far out. Now, a lot of the games is quite simple. I think around here you can just score from that angle, and oh, keeper saves. Obviously, one of the bugs on the original Match Day was you could score from a throw-in. So I shall try and see what happens here. Oh, straight out for a corner. But yeah, it was fixed on obviously a later edition of the game, and yeah, so all the fun was removed. I mean, you can do the usual Gary Lineker sort of walk it, tap it in. Yep, there you go. Quite a simple shot. There's a number of different areas where you can score from in the game. Again, for me, it was you look back at this game, it's quite basic, and when you compare it to things like FIFA now, or Pro Evolution Soccer, which I used to play on the PlayStation. Yeah, it is a very basic game. But yeah, it was different from the almost bat and ball type football games, which was on our first computer games console, which was a Tandy box. So I think I should be able to score from there. And yeah, it's always a bit of a bug that the keeper just sees the ball coming from a distance, then just jumps up and then eventually dives. So yeah. And obviously, for people who've not seen the 1-8 versions of games before, that animation of the crowd cheering makes it all worthwhile. Oops. Yeah, as you can see, the Tribute Clash is terrible, and it's one of the things. If someone could maybe put a fix for that out for the next, because I know obviously somebody did a fix on Sabre Wolf where they managed to sort out the attribute clash on that, and it obviously didn't change the game too much. But yeah, it wouldn't change this game too much. It just makes it a little bit clearer. So look, who's gonna take me on then? Oh, not sure. Trying to think of good places to shoot from. I'll try there. I think the keeper will probably miss that one. Yes. 3-0 up after 20 minutes, eh? What a result. Oops. One thing I always looked at with the actual animation of the players, which was quite good for its time, but it did remind me a little bit of Bear Bother, which obviously was another John Rittman title. Not criticising, because it's just, yeah, if you've got an animation that works, why not use it? Oh. Yeah, the computer player's actually doing alright today, and yeah, I had a quick test play of it yesterday just to make sure it was working, and yeah, I didn't even see my own goalkeeper. It was yeah, that one-sided. Oh. Now, I think this is. I'll try and get into another position where you can score again. So I think you can score from here if you just shoot straight up. Yep, I call that the Nicky Platina. He was a player that came from Coventry City to Birmingham City, and it's the only goal he scored was a bit similar to that one from my memory. The only goal he scored for us, anyway, was about 1986. Yeah, so it doesn't spoil it too much. I mean, obviously there were simple ways of scoring goals, and yeah, and you might thought that might have taken some of the fun away out of the game. Oops. I'll see if I can get to another position where I can score. So I think it's up here. I think if you shoot from that angle, it goes in as well. So yeah, I mean there's tap-ins, there's walk-ins, and there's all sorts. But yeah, I always used to quite like shooting from distance. Yeah, why not? It's always more spectacular when you do that. Oh. Yeah, one of the issues with attribute clash is you can't always see where the ball is or the players are, so it's always a little bit tricky. But again, yeah, it's one of the limitations of the game at the time. So let's kick off again. Let's see if I can have a better 45 minutes rather than talking too much, and get on with the action, and see if I can get another 5. Double figures is always fun. Oh, Right, so I can go from here. Off the post. Oh, yeah. Almost. Too much messing him out. Just trying to walk it in the back of the net. So. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get into double figures the way this game's going at the moment. Still, yeah, can't complain. 5-0 to Spain. 5-0 against Spain. It's not the end of the world, is it? And what a finish. Yeah, there's obviously elements of this game which are missing. The ability to foul, yellow cards, red cards, penalties, obviously penalties and whatever. And yeah, so it is quite limited in some respects. And I think, but at the time, it was probably the best Spectrum football game available. There were some terrible ones. I think Arctic did that World Cup football, which was largely awful. And oops, yeah. So it's oops. Where's that going? Off the post. Oh no, straight in the back of net. Always good. Yeah. So yeah, despite its limitations, it was the best I had, and it's a game that I enjoyed for years and still love playing. 25, 27 minutes to go. I think I can get the other two. Yeah, 10-0 I think will be an appropriate score for this. As I say, it is on the amateur level, so it's to be expected really to get a sort of double-digit score. I think the most I did, I'm sure I got over 100 on when I was messing around on almost like a full 90-minute game. Yeah, obviously that's a long time to play a game. Yeah. That's terrible goalkeeping. Interesting the way they just kick the ball out. That said, I've seen professional footballers do pretty much the same thing. So let's see if this confuses him. Is it going to go in? Oh, no. There you go. Back of the net. But yeah, that's just some of the simple ways you can score on match day. This obviously wasn't a tutorial. It was just me having a bit of fun. But yeah, as I said, it's limited, but it's all good fun. One of the things that I think did surprise a lot of people at the time when this game was released was it wasn't a Crash Smash, and I think Crash even admitted they sort of wished they'd corrected that. So look, is that going to hit the post? Oh yes, tap in. But yeah, so it's it's one of those weird things. Is not entirely sure why they didn't give it a Crash Smash, but I guess maybe the reviewers just had a bad day. So there we go, it's 11-0 to England. So yeah, it's yeah, fairly unrealistic scoreline, but it's all good fun. So that was International Match Day for the Spectrum. As I said, it's, you know, if you've played Match Day, you've played this really. It's pretty much the same game, just slightly better sound, one or two graphical differences with it, and obviously international teams rather than made up league teams. But yeah, there we go. As I said before, it's one of my favourite games of the time, and yeah, I always loved football games on computers and consoles. And I say from the original Tandy TV console thing we had with a bat and ball type game. Allegedly, they called it football because there was two bats, as opposed to the tennis, which was one bat. Yeah, I know, it's stretching the imagination a little bit too far there. But yeah, moved on from that. Obviously, there's nothing on there's an X81 that was sort of going to compare to be a football game. I don't think there was ever any, apart from Football Manager, but that doesn't count. But yeah, that was. Yeah, that was it. So obviously when the Spectrum came along, Match Day was there, and yeah, I didn't look back. Moved on to different things over the years, but it's a game I've always come back to, which it's one of those things I've always enjoyed, and big thanks to John Whitman and Chris Clark for producing a great game. Anyway, if you like what I do, please like, comment and subscribe, and click the bell icon so you get notified when one of these videos drops. But until next time, I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.